and welcome back to Together We Pause with me, Faye.
And me, Helen. It's time to grab a cuppa and dive in because I've got a bone to pick with you. We've just we had a little preamble. We're going to talk a little bit about pet hates, and we've just both come back from holiday, and I've got the biggest pet hate, and it drives me absolutely mental.
I feel like this could be the end of the pause.
This podcast. Is it. Together We Pause is done. I want to talk about people who recline on aeroplanes, but no. I'm happy with a middle, like a little recline. But when you recline so far that I can see your forehead in my lap.
What airline do you go on?
Well, BA or like.
I've never had someone's forehead in my lap.
Oh my God. Well, Faye.
Not on an aeroplane.
Not on an aeroplane. Moving on.
I think you are so wrong about this.
Honestly, if you want more legroom, go in a different part of the plane.
Well, that's a nice thing to imagine. I would like to go in a different part. Hells, if everyone reclines, then we're all happy.
But if it's a nighttime flight, recline. It's cool. We're all going to sleep. But also recline. So it's a nice recline for you, but it doesn't impact the person behind you.
Oh my God. Have you ever tried to semi-recline?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You know those really old planes where people can recline so far back that they are so near to you? I find it so rude.
Do you know how you recover from that? You just bloody recline. Go back.
I push their chair forward. Do you know what? I never do. But I sit there for 13 hours seething about it.
I can't believe I like you so much.
But you like me less now.
I dislike you on a plane so badly. If we all recline.
But the thing is, if everyone reclines, that's fine. Nighttime flight, everyone recline, all go to sleep.
But daytime flight, let's all recline and then it's all the same.
But then the food arrives and people are reclined and you can't get your food on you.
And the kids just unrecline, eat your food and then
I know,
recline.
but the people in front of you don't unrecline because they're like asleep. They're so annoying.
Okay, I'm definitely right on this.
You're definitely wrong. We can never fly anywhere together. Or I'll just go in the front of the plane and you can go back.
Well, I'll just be reclined, I won't care.
Exactly. And you'll be pissing everyone off around you.
Do you agree to the point that if we all recline, there's not a problem?
Yes, but that should only be at nighttime flights.
Why?
Because everyone is reclining. Because the thing is, in the daytime, not everyone reclines.
No, but if we all recline, then there's no problem.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think maybe I've had...
She's agreed.
I've agreed with if we all recline, that's okay. But that is only within...
So the problem actually is the non-recliners, because they cock it up for everyone.
No.
So if we all recline, everything's fine.
It's the recliners that recline too far.
But if we all just recline to the point of recline... then everything is fine.
But not really, because a lot of the seats are quite old and the recline just goes way too far. Honestly, it really upsets me. If you're a recliner, we can't really be friends. So you and I, separate sides now. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, we do have an episode coming up about friendship.
Well,
maybe we should jump ahead.
I also think that it's about where you pick to sit in the plane. I know that I've been lucky to be in the front of the plane, not in first class, let's not get too crazy, but I've been in the nicer bits of the plane. But I just think a bit of common courtesy, a bit of plane etiquette.
Yes, and the plane etiquette is all recline. And we'll draw the line under
No,
that.
we won't. But you, what are we talking about?
We're talking about shrinking bandwidth.
Are we? Oh, well, I have shrinking bandwidth on a plane when someone's sat with their head in my knee.
And I don't mean in the sort of technical sense. I mean mental, emotional capacity gets squeezed within an inch of its life, doesn't it? When you are at our phase of life and you've got all the things going on, you've got family, you've got parents, you had the juggle with your mum, obviously.
And you've got exams at the moment, haven't you?
Yeah.
Harry?
Yeah, child sitting GCSEs. You've got, I just think it's one of, who designed it so that a perimenopausal woman would have a child going through puberty? Who put us in the household together?
The thing is, Mother Nature is not doing us any favours.
She is cruel.
But also I think that firstly, people know more about perimenopause. Perimenopause is an actual thing. Yeah. I know your mum didn't have menopause.
Well, she had a hysterectomy.
Same as my mum, but my mum still had a menopause. I don't think perimenopause was a thing. So I think for our mums, they were just feeling a bit out of balance, but they were just told to get on with it because perimenopause wasn't a thing then. Yeah. Whereas now, there is like a
Imagine
name.
being told, I just pause on that a second.
Yeah.
Imagine feeling like you and I have felt and just being told to get on with it.
Well, I just think they would just hand out antidepressants like Smarties, wouldn't they? They still do sometimes.
They still do.
And actually, I think our mums were just told to get on with it. And so I just wonder whether we're like almost the first generation of women going through this, because there's the likes of the amazing Davina and like all those other celebrities like Lisa Snowdon who are finally talking about this. And to be honest, isn't this why we're here as well? Because those women have given us permission to talk about it, and we want more voices. And like a movement of women who get the support they need.
You know, the other thing as well is that life has changed and evolved, and it's not unusual for a woman to have a full-time job or, let's face it, more than a full-time job, multiple businesses. If you go back 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, it just wouldn't be the case, would it?
It wouldn't. No, definitely not. And the thing is, we're expected to be more, have more, do more. And that comes at a price, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. What does it look like for you then, this idea of shrinking bandwidth? Does it mean losing your patience? Does it mean losing your way, your marbles? What do we lose?
I think I may have lost my marbles based on the conversation about my anger in the plane. For me, I think I'm just very cautious about how I spend my time, who I spend my time with, and what I do. And actually, I have noticed that my social circle has got smaller. I'm just less willing to do stuff. And to be honest, if you want me to leave the house after 8 o'clock, it's got to be something really good. By the time I've got the kids out the door in the morning, I work, as you know, I work kind of 8 till 4. I like to work earlier and finish earlier. And actually, by 4:30 often, I want to be in the bath in my pajamas and like not talking to anyone. And so actually, for me, it's about being more cautious with my time. But I think I've probably had to navigate a lot of the really angry Helen to get to that point. What about you? Because you obviously, you are that person with multiple businesses and loads going on. And
I used to be really good at doing literally 20 things at once. And
do you miss that? Because I really miss that.
No, I actually don't think I do. I enjoyed being that person, and I enjoyed like feeling that feeling of like superwomanness of I've got it together. I can handle all of this. And now I have to turn the radio down to park the car.
Me too. You did well because you parked while I was on the phone to you earlier.
I mean, it took quite a deep concentration. And so, that has changed massively for me. And I don't really miss it. I don't. And I think I don't miss it because I'm more aware that there is quite a lot of pressure on women to have it all, do it all, be everything. And I think it's just a bit of a miserable way of being, actually.
I also wonder whether, because you've achieved a lot and you've got your life probably in a place where you are happy with what you've got, happy with how much money you make, happy with your business profiles, like all of that. Like maybe you're giving yourself permission to go, actually, I don't need any more.
Maybe.
And I say that with love because it's really inspiring.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Hels. But not a day goes by where I don't
map
out a business plan.
No, I know, because I get all the text messages going, have we thought about this? Which I love, because actually that's how business evolves and grows. And we need that kind of level of thinking and excitement.
I'm quite hard to please, I think, because I want to do the things and be excited, and I'm an ideas person. I'm a creative at heart. So I'm over there doing all of that stuff. But if you want me to do that and think about what we're having for dinner and remember that I've got to take someone to the braces appointment and it's parents' evening and the dog needs... then I might tip over.
You should start batch cooking, Faye.
Okay.
Faye doesn't really like spending time in the kitchen, do you?
I just don't.
That's fine.
I feel bad though.
Please don't.
Do you know, I was talking about it the other day. I feel really bad admitting this, but I'm just going to do this because I know there's other people. I've baked one cake in my whole life.
One cake?
Yes.
How was the cake? Was it good?
Absolutely shocking.
Baking's actually quite hard.
I baked it for my mum's 40th birthday. I remember it so clearly. It was like a freaking frisbee. It was rock hard. I don't know what, it was about this big.
But you tried.
I tried. It was a disaster. It was horrible. I've never baked the kids' birthday cakes.
I don't bake the kids' birthday cakes. I buy cakes and then I decorate them.
Yeah, I don't even decorate them. I go for, this is a job that I don't like. I'm going to do.
So who cooks dinner at your house? Phil?
Both of us. But it's not like, oh, and here I am baking in my kitchen, making beautiful dinners and enjoying it. I'm in the kitchen because if we don't eat, we'll probably end up dying one day.
That's exactly the reason I batch cook, because I cook for 1 hour on a Sunday and then I'm done. One and done.
Yeah.
Last night we had a lovely poke bowl with tofu.
Beautiful.
It was delish.
That does sound delicious, actually. I'm coming around to the idea of tofu. I thought it was a bit of a waste of air.
It was marinated. It was really nice. Yeah. And then fried. So delish.
Were there mushrooms in that bowl, Helen?
Do you know what? There was no mushrooms, but I did do an Instagram video this week. And
they
was
disgusting looking things. You were like, and garlic mushrooms. And I was like,
I thought of you as I got that. And actually, I had some pictures done of some of my dishes recently, didn't I? And I sent them to you.
Yeah.
And one of them was mushrooms. And you were like, do you want me to vomit? I was like, oh, no. I'll send you a burger instead. I'll send you a burger. I can't even remember where we were on that.
Well, let's talk about sending ourselves over the edge. Like what? So when things have all got like busy and our bandwidth is like, in the old days of dial-up,
it's like every day at 5 o'clock.
Yeah. What is the straw that breaks the camel's back?
Do you know what? I love my kids, but it's when they try and talk to me all the time.
Oh, do they do that thing where they come in when it's way past bedtime and they're like, they're chatty then, but earlier in the day, how was school? Fine.
Yeah.
How was it? Okay.
And actually,
really chatty at bedtime.
I was watching an Instagram reel about this because I was like, why is that? And obviously the algorithm had like tapped into my brain and spat this out. And it's because the kids get to talk to you on their terms. That's why they do it.
Oh, I thought they were just trying to stay up late.
No, it's about talking to you on their terms, and that's why it is. But I have to kick my kids out of the bedroom. I'm like, I'm done. It's 10 o'clock. I've had enough.
10 o'clock. Yeah.
You're the same. Don't do 10 o'clock. You're in bed by 10 o'clock.
I'm asleep by 10 o'clock, Helen.
Oh, okay.
10 o'clock is way past.
That's it. I'm done.
9 is when I go to bed.
Yeah, I love a 9 p.m. bedtime.
I just is my bedtime.
If you're watching or listening, we did a really good podcast about sleep. We did. And we were both like, we love sleep. This is how we do it. I
literally was like, there is so much content in my sleep routine.
I'll
do a reel one day and you'll all absolutely die.
Yeah.
It's the mouth tape that's the piece de resistance.
I've heard a lot of really good things about mouth tape.
I woke up with it stuck in my eyebrow once.
It's working well then.
It's up there.
Yep. So for me, it's the kids. I love my girls, but I think by about 6 o'clock, I'm at capacity, and I really love being in the kitchen. I love cooking, but the reason I batch is because I don't want to cook properly every night. I just want to reheat and make myself feel like a trad wife, like, here's my beautiful dinner. They didn't eat the tofu, by the way, last night. I loved the tofu, but they didn't eat it. And actually, it's that time of the day when I'm like, I'm bubbling inside, I'm boiling inside.
Yeah. Not
from a menopausal sweat, but from a like, I can't take any more noise. I'm like I get really overstimulated. Mm-hmm. What's it for you? Like, where do you just go, oh?
I find the morning a little harassed.
The morning?
No, I love the morning, but like a weekday morning when everyone's like up and on a mission.
Yeah.
I like it when it's just me on my mission.
Yes. Yeah.
But when other people are on missions and they're around me, I actually find that a little bit like, because I can't help but tap into, are they going to get to their thing on time, and is she going to make it to the bus stop? And I think that's because I'm a little bit of a control freak. Because I just need to be like, you get on with your thing.
But I also think that for a woman, I think many of us are control freaks, because if we're not, it goes to shit, and then we've got to pick up. Like, if she misses her bus, then who's taking her?
Yeah, that did actually happen only one time, touch wood.
But the thing is, you're there to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
And of course, Mark and Phil are amazing husbands and fathers, but their capacity to have that stuff is different.
Yeah, for sure.
So yours is the morning. So if your morning starts badly, do you feel like your whole day is off?
No, not really, because then when the house is quiet, I'm like,
yeah.
And then I'm in a good place.
I hate a teacher training day. You know when you're like, why are the kids here? Because I love my days quiet. We had one yesterday.
Isn't that the cruelest thing after a half term?
Same.
On the Monday.
What the hell? Or when they back up
training on something good.
4 or 5 of their teacher training days all in one week. Or they drop, we've had this with our girls' secondary school, they just drop in an extra one. They're like, oh, we need to do some special training. We know it's inconvenient to working parents. Yet they give no shits, do they? Because yes, it's inconvenient to working parents, but obviously I work from home, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But I like the house really quiet.
I love the house quiet. It is
deeply inconvenient to me that you have got an extra TD day.
Yeah.
So I want to reply to you and say, no, friend. You take your 1,000 students and you put them in the library and then, bring in some substitutes. I don't know, but why do they have to be at home with me?
Yeah. I like a quiet house.
I love a quiet house.
Although
I do have 2 sausage dogs and you've heard them bark.
Not quiet, turns out.
Not as quiet.
No. Helen, tell me, are there any practical tools or mantras or something that you use?
Jedi mind tricks.
When you feel a bit overloaded?
For me, and obviously this is my wellness and life coaching coming into play, it's about the bookends of my day. Mm-hmm. So it's the way I start my day and the way I finish my day. Mm-hmm. And actually, as we know, the way I finish my day tends to be with a bath, tends to be an early night.
Yeah.
I do love an Instagram scroll, which I know is not necessarily the best for me because of blue light and whatever, but actually that does help me. But I've introduced a new point in my day in the morning.
Okay.
I'm on the walking machine. I am.
Is it on your desk?
So I've got
under your desk.
No, I do have one of those, but actually typing and walking is actually quite a hard thing to do.
I wondered that. Like.
You have to rest your arms, and so you have to rejig your typing stuff. Right. But I've actually, do you remember I bought this running machine?
Yes, I do remember.
So I'm walking.
I thought it was gathering dust.
No, I'm using it pretty much every day, and I've now got a weighted vest that I wear too. Have you heard of these things?
Yes.
But I did the research and was like, what size weighted vest do I need for my weight? And obviously it's quite a heavy weighted vest. So the kind of beginner weighted vest is 3 kilograms.
Right.
And mine's 5.
Oh, that's
quite heavy. But actually, do you know what? I'm really loving it. I open the door. So I'm not quite walking in the fresh air because we love a ramble, don't we?
Yeah.
But actually, I'm loving it. So those bookends for me, my morning smoothie, my supplements actually makes a difference. And then the middle bit tends to go quite well. What about you?
When I wake up.
I think we should do a little sing-along per podcast because actually the last one we talked about Gabrielle and we did a little sing-along for her. We could do we could have a resident band, couldn't we? Who in the old days.
I'm so nervous that I don't know how to get back to where we just were.
Sorry. You go back. When you wake up.
I wake up. Okay. So we have a coffee machine in our bedroom.
What?
There was a lot of chatter about this. It was Phil's suggestion. I was like, you are off your face.
Because you don't have a TV, do you?
We do have a TV, but we never watch it in our bedroom. So we have a coffee machine and he always wakes up before me, starts the coffee going. So I'm waking up to the noise and then the smell of coffee, which is really nice. Then he says I look like a bear coming out of a cave, which I do believe to be entirely true.
With your mouth tape.
Pull my ear things out, lift the eye thing, which is very alarming when you've gone from pitch black to oh God, I've got to wake up now. Anyway, then I drink my coffee and I take my supplements and that's quite a bit. And then that all happens before the kids wake up and I like that little moment.
And so just coming back to the coffee, so do you have black coffee or do you have a little fridge where you can...
We have white coffee.
Yeah.
And we just have it in a little storage, a little...
a thermos.
Yeah.
My God, I love this for you.
I love it for me too. And I do miss it when we go away.
Yeah. Or when Phil's away and you've got to make your own coffee.
Yeah, that is hard work, pressing the little button on his side of the bed.
But isn't it interesting how these little habits, and we've been talking quite a lot about habits, haven't we, the last couple of weeks? Isn't it interesting how the habits create that kind of framework to start your day or finish your day.
Yeah.
Because actually the middle, I think especially for you, because you've got a very busy schedule, can be quite chaotic or quite busy maybe.
Yeah.
And actually to start your day with that and probably have a little chat with Phil.
Yeah, love it. Little chin wag.
Do you stay in bed then to drink your coffee?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not rushing.
No.
And then in the evenings, I have my whole skincare routine.
Your 35-step skincare routine.
And when I'm done that, I know it's time for bed. So I do like, if anything happens in which I can't do those two little things.
Yeah.
The day's that's out. A flummox.
And actually, on holiday, I had quite a lot of this. So I have like a morning smoothie, and it has. I hate taking tablets, so I have a lot of my supplements in my smoothie. Yeah. Just because it means that it's all one and done.
Yeah.
It's all done.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not great at drinking loads of water. So actually, a nice big smoothie, lots of delicious stuff in it. It's hydrated. And when I was in Japan, particularly, I was like, I just really miss it. Like I really miss having that kind of little moment to myself.
Yeah. I like it.
Not so much the weighted vest.
No.
I can barely carry that weighted vest.
That's impressive. You're going to have like proper guns and stuff.
But it's just great for osteoporosis and stuff.
Right, yeah.
And because I don't lift weights, actually, it's it's like 20 minutes. I must admit, the reason I'm doing it inside is because I haven't got quite the confidence to wear it outside yet and be like far from home and be like, oh my God, this is so heavy. So on the walking
Surely you
machine.
could just like take it off.
Yeah, but then I've still got to carry it.
Leave it under a tree.
I do live in the Shire,
like,
so
Mark, it's the 5th tree on the right hand side.
He would go and collect it for me, for sure.
Well done, Mark.
So I'm not sure if we've really covered our subject about shrinking bandwidth. I feel like we've been a bit angry about aeroplanes.
We were.
And we've talked a little bit about the bookends of the day. What would we say to someone who gets to the middle of the day and they're like, I am done. My bandwidth is over. Like there's nothing more in the tank.
I think you start the next day afresh. Because I think trying to repair a day that's gone off course, I think you just stop and go, do you know what? That didn't go so well. Let's turn all that off, have a cuppa, sit down, and we'll worry about getting this right again tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think it's good habits.
Yeah.
And good boundaries.
Yeah.
And then when the proverbial does hit the fan, because it just does, and it's always on the same flipping day, isn't it? School ring, someone's ill, your grandma's this, and your accountant wants that, and it always happens on the same day. Is just being like, I can deal with one thing at a time.
Yes. One of the things I do actually, listening to you, that I've realised that I do that probably hadn't put it into this category, is I block my time, as you know.
Yeah.
So I'll say, I'm doing pause work on Thursday morning, so you'll probably hear from me then.
Yeah.
And the other times that you message about stuff that we need to do for this, I, as you know, will say, okay, cool, like it's parked, I'm on it. Yeah. And actually, I find blocking my time makes a really big impact on my bandwidth, because I'm just doing one thing, I'm doing it well, the other stuff is scheduled, I know it's coming, but I don't need to worry about it now.
And it's scientifically proven that if you're chopping from this thing to this thing to this thing to this, you take a little while to get going, and then you've got going, and then you stop and you go and do something else. So actually you're making life really hard for yourself by starting over and over and over.
Saying that, you do that really, really well. You seem to be able to navigate your day jumping from different things very effectively, and I'm in awe of that. That's really impressive.
I think that is necessity.
Yes.
Because I took on a lot in my business world.
You did.
With young children.
Yeah.
And you know what? Would I do it again? Yeah, I would do it. I'd do it all over again.
I also think, though, you found your rhythm and you found your vibe with it.
Yeah.
And I'm still finding my vibe with it.
Yeah.
So I'm learning from the best, Faye.
I'll show you the way, Hel.
Show me the way.
Well, that's bandwidth.
That's bandwidth.
Done. We
hope you found that really interesting. Yes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got some really good next episodes coming up, haven't we?
Yeah.
We promise not to be quite so ferocious with each other about plane seats.
We'll never, ever talk about reclining.
We also will never go on holiday together unless we're in different parts of the plane.
She'll be in first class.
Yeah. No, I can't afford first class. That is mad money.
I'll be in cattle class.
You'll be in cattle. I'll just be at the front of economy, and then I haven't got to worry about the reclining.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do.
Good.
We'll see you again soon.
See you next week.
Bye.
On next week's episode of Together We Pause, we're talking all about friendships.
Oh, I I am so interested in this because, as you know, I am working really hard on friendships at the moment. I'm going to be talking about a new friend.
Ooh.
I know, I've got a new friend. But also about my friendships and how they changed during COVID, which was quite significant.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, don't forget to tune in.